Women are the ones that have to carry the baby, so they should have the right to do what they want to their own body.
The Supreme Court today ruled that abortion is completely a private matter to be decided by mother and doctor in the first 3 months of pregnancy.
The important U.S. Supreme Court decision in Roe v. Wade ruled that a woman's right to terminate her pregnancy came under the freedom of personal choice in family matters and was protected by the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. This leads some people to claim that it is unethical to ban abortion because doing so denies freedom of choice to women and forces the unwilling to bear the unwanted, such as illegal abortions, which can physically harm them. Pregnancy has an enormous effect on the woman involved, as Sarah Whittington put it to the U.S. Supreme Court in Roe v. Wade.
So a pregnancy to a woman is perhaps one of the most determinative aspects of her life. It disrupts her body, it disrupts her education, it disrupts her employment, and it often disrupts her entire family life.
In 2004, a structured survey was completed by 1,209 abortion patients at 11 large providers, and in-depth interviews were conducted with 38 women at 4 sites. The most frequently cited reasons were that having a child would interfere with a woman's education, work, or ability to care for dependents, that she could not afford a baby now, and that she did not want to be a single mother or was having relationship problems.
So abortion is when when a woman is pregnant and they abort the baby by killing it off as a fetus.
Abortion is when you decide to terminate a pregnancy.
To me, abortion is depending on the person, the woman specifically, if she wants to keep the baby or not. It's depending on her point of view and her standpoints, because after all, she is the one having the child and she is the one that she's going to have to deal with raising it. If she feels unfit to raise it, or if she feels like she wouldn't love the baby as much as any other parent, then it's her choice if she wants to keep it or not.
Most women get an abortion before it even has a brain and it's still an embryo. The feminist Pursuit of Happiness pointed out that there has been no concerted anti-abortion effort to demand research funding into why all of these fertilized eggs die or to find a cure. Perhaps that's because even the most active anti-abortion advocates know the truth is that a fertilized egg is not the same as a 3-year-old, and they do not have generally believed that it has the same right to life. In this chart, it shows the different types of percentages when women choose to get an abortion. About 89 through 92% of all abortions happen during the first trimester. At 6 weeks of a pregnancy, the baby is the size of a pea. It hasn't developed a full embryo, which is why women choose to get an abortion within the first trimester.
Overpopulation is a huge environmental issue happening today and will most likely negatively affect us in the future. With some states not allowing abortion, more unwanted babies will be put into this world, which will, in the long run, affect us negatively. Philosopher Peter Singer, M.A., professor of bioethics at Princeton University, defended abortion as a way to curb overpopulation. The United Nations estimated that the world's population will increase to 9.3 billion by 2050, which would be the equivalent of adding another India and China to the world, according to the Los Angeles Times. Malnutrition, starvation, poverty, lack of medical and educational services, pollution, underdevelopment, and conflict over resources are all consequences of overpopulation.
For me, I am pro-choice, so that means that the woman bearing the child should have the choice to either abort it or not. It should be her decision. I think that it should be legal in all states because everyone should have the right to do whatever they want with their life.
Yes, like I said, it's depending on the person, because we don't know her situation. She could have got raped and maybe she didn't like how the baby's gonna turn out because it's a reminder to her. If she wants to get it aborted, she can get it aborted. If she was in a bad relationship and just so happened she didn't want the baby from that guy, she can get it aborted too. And then, like I said before, if she felt like she was unfit, she can't take care of the baby because she can't take care of herself, then if she wants to get rid of it, she can. It's not up to anybody else. It's her decision and her decision alone.
I definitely feel that it should be legal. It should be legal to give the individual woman to decide whether or not to keep the baby, because there's times where the baby was conceived through unwanted sex or conceived, again, unwanted sex. And on those times, the woman should decide whether or not to keep the baby, especially if it wasn't conceived through love. You do not want to bring an unwanted child into a world without love.
Many people believe that if a baby has developed an embryo or brain, it has the right to live, which is why abortion is compared to murder. The killing of an innocent human being is wrong, even if that human being has yet to be born. Unborn babies are considered human beings by the U.S. government. The Federal Unborn Victims of Violence Act, which was enacted to protect unborn children from assault and murder, states that under federal law, anybody intentionally killing or attempting to kill an unborn child should be punished for intentionally killing or attempting to kill a human being. The act also states that an unborn child is a member of the species Homo sapiens. However, embryos and fetuses are not independent, self-determining beings, and abortion is the termination of a pregnancy, not a baby. A person's age is calculated from birth date, not conception, and fetuses are not counted in the U.S. Census. The majority opinion in Roe v. Wade states that the word person, as used in the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, does not include the unborn.
Abortion is where a mother kills her unborn child because she no longer wants it. For me, I believe for the most part, abortion should be illegal other than in certain cases for where the victim is raped and she has a child from the rapist, then abortion should be allowed. But other than that, there should be no abortion.
A solution or call to action that we think that would help would be better sex ed to prevent pregnancy. Denmark's sex education system has been successful in preventing unwanted pregnancies and promoting safe sex, so much that the new nation's birth rate has fallen below the so-called replacement rate necessary to maintain the same level of population, according to the New York Times. As a result, the Danish government is encouraging people to reproduce at a younger age. Parents may be the reason the U.S. favors a less comprehensive sex education. A survey found that 90% of parents believe that teaching abstinence was the best for their child's health and future, according to the National Abstinence Education Association. The Netherlands educates children as young as 4 about sex. This doesn't mean children have explicit conversations about the birds and the bees. Rather, children learn how to form relationships and to discuss sexuality, according to PBS. The Dutch philosophy is to encourage respect for all sexual preferences and to help students develop skills to protect against sexual coercion, intimidation, and abuse. What advice would you give to a girl that was willing or thinking about getting an abortion?
If you feel it is a child that you will not be able to provide all the love and the nourishment that the child needs in order to bring into this world, then make that decision. But if you feel that it is a child that you truly would want to have for good reasons, then keep the baby.